All right.
Hey,
Justin,
and then he's gone.
Oh, jeez.
Justin. And
there it is.
Hey!
All right.
What's going on,
Josh,
man?
welcome
up,
back
guys?
to the program, man.
How are you guys?
Great now.
Yeah, doing well. Now
Yeah.
that you joined here, we're doing good, man. It's good to see you again. Been about a year since we talked. It was last summer that you came on. But it's good to have you back, man. How are things going for you?
Pretty well. Honestly, all season's been just long enough. I'm ready to get back to Chicago. Parents are pissing me off, little sister things. No, just kidding. But actually, I miss my guys, so it's just in time. Season's coming up just in time.
Yeah, so walk us through it. It's when do you get back? What's the process for you as far as getting to training camp? It's next week. What does Josh Woods, what's the process look like for you getting back here?
So we don't report until the 27th, but I'm not a guy that can just come in and hit the ground running. So I'm going to get there probably Saturday afternoon. Smell a little Chicago fresh air relax a little bit before we get straight into it. Cause I know once the 27th hits, we're rolling.
Yes, sir. I don't know if fresh air is the right word. It's not the freshest of air, but the scent of Chicago, man. It's a good feeling. I was just talking with Jake. I was like, it feels different this year because last year, you guys as well, it was a lot of uncertainty, right? With COVID, you didn't know if there was a season going to even happen. But now you have a schedule in front of you. The training camp schedule. What's at stake here coming up. Does that feel different? Are you able to be a little bit more excited and raring to go because you have a little bit more certainty?
It's definitely more exciting. It's definitely more exciting to know that, fans are going to be there. Training camp, we're having the cross practices with we got the charges for training camp this year. It's definitely way more exciting. Preseason games, just more opportunities to go out there, prove yourself, and have fun. It's definitely. I was training with a guy, Mike Hilton, the other day. And I was telling him, I was like, bro, you guys come to us this year. He was like, yeah, I know. He's with the Bengals. And I was like, yeah, bro, that's the opener. It's going to be crazy. I'm just telling you. He's like, I already know, bro. So it's league-wide, the energy. You can just kind of feel it. Guys are excited to get back. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
I want to hit on those cross practices you mentioned. You're going to have those practices, and obviously it's going to be practice, but to see someone like Justin Herbert right away, the way he finished last season, what does that do for you guys? I mean, for the team, it's the defense to kind of get fine-tuned to face a guy like that right off the bat, and even in practice. I
mean, it's never about the other guy, especially with our defense. It's never about those guys. But, I mean, it'll obviously be a good challenge, but we're always focused on us because you guys got me?
Yeah, we got you now. We're back now.
All right. Yeah, no, you got – all right, we're good. But it's we're never worried about other guys, coming in and seeing what they can do against us. Is more okay, what can we do against them, So I think it'll be fun though. I have a couple friends over there, so it'll definitely be fun. And I think it's good for the younger guys who haven't gotten that yet. Because I was there for the Broncos cross practice, and that was an experience to say the least. But I think it'll be really fun to get that type of live competition during camp again.
You talked about that mentality. It's not about the other guy, and you guys know what you're capable of. And we say that in kind of the context of practice here. Does that apply to the confidence of the defense when you talk about games and you look at some of the best quarterbacks in the league, one being in your division, Aaron Rodgers, and you look at those guys, for you guys, it's not about who's playing on the other side of the field because you have full confidence in what you have on your side of the ball?
No doubt. We have full confidence in not just the players, but the plays, If we execute what's called every single time, they can't gain a yard, regardless of who it is. So if you focus too much on them, then you allow for too much stuff to happen on your end. So we just take care of our 111. That's what we talk about. And everybody does their job. And if you do your job, It's no way. Like we'll give up 1-2 yards, but like for majority, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna dink and dunk us down the field. We're too good.
You're too good. I love that. So that too good. I love that confidence. So talking about that, you have Sean Desai taking over this year, and he's been there forever. Just tell us a little bit about him and about what you're going to be playing this year. What kind of style he's bringing to the unit this year.
Doc's a genius. He's been around the Chicago Bears defense for a long time. So he understands a lot of different things about the players that he has, and Coach Nagy's philosophy, as well as he was here with Vic when we were the number one defense across the board. So everybody there has full confidence in Doc. Definitely a player's coach, smart guy. Everybody what he says is kind of like law, not by nature and how he acts as a dictator, but it's he's seen a lot of X's and O's. He knows a lot of ball. What was the second part of your question? Our confidence in Doc, and then what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just what kind of you're bringing into this year, what he's maybe changed or what he's tweaked to the system.
For sure, aggression, controlled aggression, but attacking nonetheless. Calculated risks. So that's Doc's thing. We're gonna take calculated risks, and everybody embraces the hard hat. So every down you can't afford to coddle the corners and play too high every time. Sometimes we're gonna have to go man, and that's what we whoever the hard down falls on, embrace it. You know what I mean? Because we're just gonna pass the hard hat around.
Yeah. And bringing in a guy who was obviously already there, like you said, he's been there forever. He's been there since Vic was there. Does that make it easier then for you guys as opposed to bringing in someone from outside the organization?
I think so because, man, we got a lot of talent, and I don't want to use the word ego, but you kind of have to learn how to work with such a toy. When somebody's learning how to drive, you just don't give them a Bugatti. That's how I see this defense. It's it's a Bugatti, you can't just he's a trained professional when it comes to driving at this point. So because he's been around the guys, he knows how we operate, and he knows what's best for us. And obviously he has things that he'd like to tweak because we aren't, as good as we could be. And, as many compliments as I throw to my teammates in the defense and all, but we know that we have to be better. We could always be better. And that's how we attack every day, every game. So.
You keep calling him Doc. What is that a nickname?
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Coach Desai. Yeah. We are most of the guys who've been around since Vic's defense. I think I'm not exactly sure how he got the nickname Doc, but all of the older guys, he's Doc. It's Doc. He's Doc.
Okay.
I think it's a Vic nickname, but I know he has his PhD. He has his doctorate. I know. Yeah, no, he's a genius. No, when I say he's a genius, he's a genius. So I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from. But to be exact, I think Vic. That's how Vic just coined the name Doc for him, and that's just what it is.
That flow, I like that. I like that a lot. You know what I mean? I didn't know he had a PhD either. That's unbelievable.
He's a genius, bro. He's actually he's very smart in a lot of different areas of life. So
interesting.
Not just football.
Football, right?
Yeah. Doc is very fitting. Doc is very fitting. Once you get to know, him, Doc is very fitting.
I can imagine. It's one of those dudes who just talks real smart, and you can just tell. But you mentioned not, you have a lot of confidence in the team. You call it a Bugatti. That's obviously a high statement, but you say, you can be better. And that's true. You guys know that defense last year played well, but you're capable of doing more. Now, what in reflection, you look back at last year, that's an 8-8 season. You made the playoffs, had a winnable game against the Saints. That's a close game. That's a close winnable game. in reflection, what do you look back at specifically with that defense? Say, you know what? This is what we need to fix this year. Going into training camp, these are the things that we need to do to be a better defense. Have you pinpointed as a defense those things in particular that you know will make you guys better here in 2021?
Consistency.
Yep.
Consistency and turnovers. Like, we missed a lot of opportunities last year. And yeah, you could argue and say that some got called back that shouldn't have.
A few. There's a few I can think of.
Just a few.
It seems like you got a couple you might be thinking of.
That face is legendary.
No, seriously. But aside from all of that, you know, we the game shouldn't be close enough where it should be in a referee's hands or you know, in the hands of one at the difference of one play, whether it goes one way or not. You know, like, there are a lot of plays that make up a football game. But we missed a lot of big opportunities last year. Plays that I think in the past we would have made. So we, you know, just getting back to what we do, and turnovers is a big part of what we do. And we had a fall off last year for sure in the turnover area. So if they don't have the ball, they can't score it, you know?
Exactly. I mean, of the top 10 teams who led the NFL in takeaways last year, 9 of them made the playoffs. So, I mean, you're speaking right to it. I mean, takeaways are I mean, that's like we have the evidence too. Look back in 2018 and then look at the dip in those turnovers this year, like what it does for your record. I mean, it's obvious, and the statistics tell you that takeaways are conducive to winning football.
Yeah.
How much does getting Eddie Goldman back this year help that, you know, getting back to because obviously he opted out of last year, like having him back in the building, obviously he's, you know, your main guy right in the middle there. How much does that help getting back to where you want to be in that controlled aggression like you were talking about?
For sure. It's definitely, you know, another assassin in the building, you know, like Eddie. And I say that because in the facility, probably wouldn't even notice him. Like, honestly, like Eddie, he doesn't talk. He's a very under the radar guy. But when it's time to strap up, he's there. You know what I mean? And he's there, and he's going to do some amazing things. I've really missed watching him play. And, you know, I hope this year him, Bilal, Akeem, like, and I want to commend, you know, the D linemen who did play last year. You know, some of them were playing out of position and underweight because they weren't necessarily prepared to, you know, fill in for Eddie G. But if Eddie G being back, it's nasty. It's nasty. Eddie G, Akeem, Bilal, who's stopping you? Who's stopping you? Like, and then you got Mac. Relax.
Yeah, so like how does that make
excited just talking about it.
So I mean, obviously, like, you're getting excited. That makes your job easier as a linebacker than having those guys down there.
Hell yeah. Hey, y'all hold them up. I'm gonna get the ball. I see y'all. I'm gonna get the ball.
Exactly. And I want to talk about your personal development a little bit too as well. You know, you saw last year 46 defensive snaps. You were in 60% of special team snaps. And year after year here, you see that snap count growing now from 2019, 2020. What steps have you taken now in 2021? I know I asked you about, you know, those pinpointed details for the team as a player in your development, what you need to do to take it to the next level now that you saw what can happen. You're filling that role now if Danny goes down, and you're going to get more you're going to get more time now as you develop still as a younger player in their third year. What have you pinpointed the portions of your game that you really want to, you know, hone in on and work on as training camp approaches?
For me, I would say being in the playbook a lot more, and just overall experience. Like having OTAs this year was a big factor for guys, you know, guys with lesser experience like myself, because it kind of just gives the coaches time to really break stuff down for you, rather than in training camp and in season, we're rolling. And everything's kind of tailored for those starter guys, you know, and you're kind of just trying to watch. You're trying to learn by watching from afar. And
right.
so OTAs was a big help. This offseason, the game has slowed down tremendously for me. So me coming from safety, everything used to happen in front of me, and then I had 10, 12, 15 yards to kind of react to what was going on. Linebacker, bro, toes at 4.5, my boy. So everything's happening behind you, or like it's on you right now if you need to move up. You know what I mean? If you need to come downhill. So you got to read everything that much faster. It's just kind of retraining your eyes, rewiring your brain. I feel more natural in my movement as a linebacker.
It's huge.
And the biggest, like I said, the biggest part was kind of just the game slowing down, like I'm not necessarily worried about what I have during the play now. It's okay, this is what they like to do in 2x2. Like you start to see different little nuances rather than shit, what do I have? Like, so if you're sitting there thinking about that, you're never gonna be able to pick up on those little things. The back's deep. The back's deep. Okay. Probably a run here. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can hunker down, and now that's the half step or the weight displacement, the different weight displacement that you need to make that play, because the game of inches thing is real. That's real. Like they mean that in terms of where the football is and, 4th and inches, all that. No, that is real. Like, take a half step the wrong way and you're sealed. Like, you're blocked, so everything kind of has to be perfect. Timing has to be perfect. So I've definitely grown a lot in that regard. Just, the game slowing down. It's year 4. It's time.
Is it a chemistry thing too? Like, now you've had more time to work with Roquan and Khalil and the rest of the linebackers. Like, like that communication factor too, does that help as far as going into this year now?
Bit, because it changes based on, who you're in with. But for the most part, not so much, because we kind of rotate. We rotate. We kind of play with everybody for that exact reason. You don't want to get too hooked on it. Every time I go in there, I'm next to Iggy. Then in the game, I'm like, that's not Iggy. So we rotate every now and then. But it's definitely good. Like, when I cherish those reps when I do get in there with those older guys, like Akeem. Like, I remember one time during OTAs, I called the huddle and I broke, and then I was supposed to give like an adjustment to get the line lined up. Akeem's the offense breaking the huddle. You know how big Akeem is, first of all. He's lined up over the ball. He goes, Woods. And I was like, shit. Right. Like, go left. Go that way, my boy. But it's good, because maybe I wasn't loud enough, or maybe, what I mean? Like,
right.
So it's different. Like, when I come off the field, I ask those guys, like, did you get everything? And they'll tell me, like, nah, this was a little low. Like, you got to be a little bit louder, or that was perfect, baby. Like, next set, and it's good to hear those things from those guys, because yeah, we're all teammates, but I look up to those guys. You know what I mean? These are my big brothers. These guys have been doing this for a long time. Like, I'm trying to get to where they are. So it's pretty dope when I get to get those reps with them.
How much did you almost shit your pants, though, when Akeem Hicks looks at you and says your name like that, calls you out like that?
Not so much that. It's just like,
yeah,
right. He's right, But no, it's never from a place of malice, Right. He's a big jokester. I would say we're pretty close. We have a pretty good relationship on the squad, so it's never like that. But he's a big guy. I'll just say that. His voice kind of rumbles a little bit under that helmet, So it's like Woods,
I love that. And I look at the defense too, and that's where I see, like, you have a perfect mix of a lot of young, talented players and veterans who are not only very coachable but very good leaders. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have a very good mix of that. Do you think that's because there was a lot of people who say, you know what, Akeem could have been traded, and there are people who'd be okay with that. Danny could have been released, and there's people who've been okay with that. But we say here on the show, look, there is something certainly important about leadership and about mentorship and about, having sorts of players that, their impact on the younger guys is greater than almost their impact on themselves at times. So do you kind of agree with that this absolutely. Defense has that perfect mix?
those are the two guys you named, Mac. I mean, Mac's not going anywhere. But got like those guys, like they are the heart of our defense. Like I couldn't imagine breaking it down before a game and it not be Akeem. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't know what that feels like because he is so vocal. Like his presence is felt at all times. Danny, same way. Like Danny in our room, I can't even explain, the presence that he has, the knowledge that he has. It just, I don't know what, like you said, like to your credit, you said it's like the perfect balance, because then I too have guys younger than me, who are looking to me like, hey, Woods, how's this, and if I
Pass
don't
the torch.
Ask Danny, like I'm not exactly, so it's actually like it's a perfect blend of young guys ready to work and older guys willing to share knowledge.
So was Danny that guy for you when you first got there? Like you were just a sponge to him?
I would beat Danny to his house. I would after work, I would beat Danny to his. I knew the gate code. His big pit bull knew who I was. Like he was no longer a guard dog for me. Like I'm walking in the house. Hey, how y'all doing? Like Danny will be here in 5. He had to stop at the No, that was Danny's my boy. Like my mom, even like whenever I'm at work, she's like, "How's Danny? He just was so nice to you when you got there." I was just like, "Mom, leave me alone, bro. Leave Danny alone." He says, "Hi."
Mom, you're so embarrassing, God.
Yeah, right.
Jeez, Mom, gosh.
So, I mean, it's further in that vein, like just cultivating that culture. Has there been anyone like that you've taken under your wing? Like you're giving them the code to your house, you're giving them the extra key, or what?
Well, no, because I don't have a gate. So
okay. They just walk in.
Yeah, no. But no, seriously, I actually invite most of the young guys to talk to me, at least on the defensive side. Most of the young guys, I don't know, I guess because I'm like the jokester, they kind of like, they gravitate towards me, but then like at the same time, like when they know if it's real stuff that they can bring it to me, so for, I know probably my closest young guy, and he'll hate that I call him a rookie, but he still has 3 games until he's not a rookie. Travis Gibson. Gip will call me at any time, like, "Yo, Woods, what you think about this?" Like, and it might be football. Like when he calls, I have no idea what he's gonna say, but I embrace the fact that I have let him know. I've been there. I'm that guy for him. Because I had guys like that I could lean on too. He's like, "Bro, I don't know if I'm gonna hit my goal weight, or but I'm getting a little heavy, or you know what I'm saying. What do you think?" And I'm just like, "Bro, like it's your body. Like they can give you suggestions, but you're the one who has to play."
Mm-hmm.
You're right. All right, what you having for dinner? Like,
I don't know. I'm at Danny's house. Come over.
Yeah.
No, seriously though. So, I would say Gip, JJ, that's Jalen. Man, I mean, honestly, the young guys on defense, I kind of take pride in like being that guy for them. That's, I think, and the Bears kind of know that, honestly. I take pride in, being that guy that's willing to help and give a little bit extra, off the field and stuff, like kind of that mentor, that guidance. It's just, I don't know, it's natural for me. So I want to help. So if I see you don't know something, or you don't know where to go, or you don't know what's going on, like, come on, I got you. I don't know if it's on purpose, but typically when there's a new guy, their locker is by mine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you don't choose that. The coaches choose that.
I don't. Yeah, like that's like between the equipment staff, or I don't know. It's above my pay grade, but it is like it happens. It happens. Yeah. Like if like we ship somebody out and somebody new comes in, it's in the vicinity.
So do you know, going to training camp, what locker you'll be next to? Whose locker you'll be next to? Do you know that already?
For
at least just training camp there at House Hall.
Who is? I think I'm right over there. It's like me, James Vaughters,
Okay.
Arlington Hambright, Artavis Pierce. Like I'm just kind of giving a little circle.
Yes.
Eddie G's over there somewhere. I can't remember if he's outside of Vaughters or inside of Vaughters because that would put him in our little circle. But
Okay.
we call that the block. Guys
block.
come hang out. Yeah, we call that the block. Guys, no, seriously, like every morning after whatever morning workout or whatever, guys would come there hang out on the block. And if you come hang out on the block, we don't know what the topic of conversation is that day, but for whatever reason, we were talking. They were hooked on space. All of OTAs, like we would talk about space every morning at like 8 o'clock. And I was like, bro, do y'all have anything else to talk about? Bro, you telling me that you think that it's just a ball floating in space? Bro, the earth is flat. And I'm like, bro, you guys sound crazy right now. Like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, please let me take my morning deuce. Like, you guys are going nuts right now. But like literally anything. Or if you see somebody who's not supposed to be on the block.
Or you harass them.
Like, yeah, harassment, bro. Where your taxes at? Like, you cross tracks.
Well, so who's been trying to sneak on the block then? Who's trying to get in?
Everybody wants to be on the block. The block is hot, bro. The block is hot. Everybody wants to be on the block. It's prime real estate over there.
All right. Well, all right. So, did you just what's scarier, space or the ocean then?
I say the ocean.
Thank you.
Yes, 100%.
That joint, it's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's here. And I'm like, bro, how many years have humans been around and there's still stuff we ain't found? Get out of here, dog.
We don't know 97% of what's down there. That, like, literally.
Look,
we don't know.
I'm not getting into this with y'all, but like,
he's had enough conversations about it at 8 a.m. block.
Yo, I'm not kidding, bro. I'm not kidding. The ocean is scary. What's up?
I'm with you.
I don't understand.
I'm with you on that.
I'm with you.
Why? Okay. Whales. Something that big that doesn't want to hurt you. There's something equally as big that does. Now, there's no convincing me otherwise.
Bigger.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Fair.
No, you're right.
No, I'm with you. I'm team ocean on that one.
Yeah,
team ocean.
All right. Well, one more. I want to hit. You said you're the prankster, but we've heard otherwise. We've heard that Akeem's the big prank guy. So, like, what's the biggest prank you've pulled?
Prankster
versus jokester.
Is different than jokester.
Okay.
Because he takes that. Like Akeem takes that. Like me, like I'm good for a laugh. You come over to me, you're having a rough day. Something I say or do, whether it's intentional or not, you're gonna laugh. I don't know. Like most times it's unintentional. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking I'm complaining with you, and then you just bust out and laugh. And I'm like, bro, this is my life. Is this funny? Like, what's going on? But no, Akeem, Akeem hit me in OTAs. He hit me with the Woods, my boy. And I like really committed to it because it was the first one. I hadn't seen him since January. I'm like, yo.
Oh.
Not cool. So now when I don't tell him, but when I see him on Tuesday, I'm going to hit him with the same thing. All right? You think I forgot. I didn't forget.
He's keeping tabs.
Yeah.
So you be humble, but you're funniest guy on the team. You say that with complete certainty. Funniest guy on the team?
Heck no.
No. You sound confident like you are. You the jokester, man. I'm laughing right here, man. I'm cracking up right here.
For a laugh. I said.
So who's funnier than you?
What?
Really?
People. Yes.
Really?
Akeem's hilarious. Javon, Juice. Oh my goodness.
Really? Oh, that's
Demo. Bro, like
really? Mooney?
Relax. Like, yo, yes. Dudes are funny, bro. Dudes are I can't wait for camp. Like, honestly, because it's like it's the only time of the season where we're like this all day.
Yes.
Like, bro, it's without my teammates, camp would be impossible, honestly. Like Bilal says it all the time. He's like, bro, I love y'all. Because without y'all, I don't know about this stuff, bro. Y'all make it fun to come to work every day. Like,
that's real though. That's the culture, right? I mean, like we talked about this last year, man. Like, I mean those sort of things come naturally, but it's not common. You know, I don't know if you're seeing that in every NFL locker room. You know what I mean? When you're seeing those kind of testaments from like what you said, what Bilal said. So you think that's pretty unique to the Bears organization, just that sort of camaraderie?
It's definitely different than what I thought it was going to be coming into the league. I know we touched on this a little bit last year, you know, but all you hear about when you go to the league is like, yeah, man, it's just going to be super serious. It's not what, you know, it's not what, like in college, and, you know, guys are going to be, you know, you're going to have older guys, and they're right. These are grown men, you know, but at the end of the day, we play a game. Like we play a game,
yes,
you know, like a childhood game at that. So it's really a blessing. I thought it was going to be a lot different. I thought it was going to be, you know, a lot more serious, and it is serious. Don't get me wrong. Like guys definitely know how to flip that switch, but I didn't think it was going to be, you know, as the camaraderie. I didn't think the brotherhood was going to be the same, because that's what you hear about, you know, what's going to be missing from college.
Right. Absolutely. I'm totally with you on that. Now, I also wanted to ask you too, as we're talking about teammates, we had Des Newsome on the show. I don't know. Have you talked to him at all?
I know Des.
So Des.
Wait, why do you say it like that?
Yeah, that was sus, man. I don't know.
Interesting character, to say the least. Like, known the kid for like what, a month? He's made me crack up like hearty, really? Like the core, like the Waffle House thing. Like,
dude. Okay, we need to talk. We need to talk about that. Like,
we need to talk about that.
Please take this man anywhere. Like you got to show him some Chicago like
Waffle House. He wants Waffle House. That's his thing. He likes Waffle House.
That is his thing. And he actually said that on our show. He before he said it on the Bears. I'm just saying, before he went on the Bears press conference, he came on our show and was like, "Yeah, there's no Waffle House here." And we were like, "Dude, like, yeah, but this is the question I was gonna ask you was like, all right, you've been in Chicago for a few years. You're a big food guy, man. Brunch Gods, man. You know, you've talked about that. Like, we gotta plug your business later with Brunch Gods, but you know, you're a big food guy, and living in Chicago, you got some of the best food in the country." And we were like, he's gonna find better food than Waffle House. So what recommendations are you giving him in Chicago? Because I know there's some places that there are favorites for you.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
He wants breakfast food like that. Not necessarily like that, but you know, I gotta introduce my boy to Wildberry. You know, that's my ish. Okay, Wildberry. Wildberry is it. There's another one that I'm blanking on. It's like, what's Battered and Berries or something like that?
Where is it? Downtown?
You know, you guys have way too many little pockets in Chicago. I don't freaking know.
Neighborhood.
You got Humboldt Park, Lincoln Park, Logan Square. I don't know. Wicker Park. What? And then here's the thing. I never see any parks. Like, I can see if they're like, it's so you understand why I'm struggling, right?
Yeah,
it's hard to learn. It's very hard to learn. Okay,
that's fair.
I use Siri for everything in Chicago. I don't know where anything is. I was like, River North. Okay, that's all I know. I just know River North, and that's because that's where the highway ends. Like, that's it. No, I would say my favorite breakfast spot is that Wildberry spot, bro.
Okay. Noted.
It is like the parks are small. You blink, you miss it.
Yeah, it's just like a elementary school dirt baseball field and like a few shrubs, and yeah, that's the park. Like,
it's like, oh my, we named the whole neighborhood after this.
Yeah, a whole 1.5 mile radius out of this little, you know.
So you're not accepting names for the Josh Woods Park and anywhere.
No, Josh Woods Park. Give me a park, then they can give me a park. It seems like they just hand them out anyway. I'd like a park, but until then, until you get a woodsy park, then like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want it.
Woodsy Park. I like that. That flows real well, actually.
We might have to get, you get me a contact, I'll call them. I'll have my people call your people. And then,
just like that, man.
We'll get Woodsy Park in the
dude, you try to talk to anybody in the city, you're going to be on hold for about 6 months. We'll take care of it for you. We'll get on it for you, and then
we got it.
Look, I'll go ahead. I'll get the petition signature started.
All right,
there you go. There you go. It's easy. All right. See, go ahead, Jake. Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you a few other things. I know you're probably running out of time. So the Olympics are coming up, right? And I just had this random question. I thought, because someone asked me this, and I was like, this is a really good question. If there was any summer Olympic sport you could compete or you'd want to compete in, what would it be? Because I think I said 100-meter dash because I'm a fast dude, and I think that just like the electricity of that would be unbelievable. But for you, the athlete that you are, is there, do you watch the Olympics or any sport that you would want to compete in?
Long jump.
Long jump.
I would want.
Well, you should talk to Marquise Goodwin. Have you talked to? Doesn't he do long jump?
I can't do that no more. That was 60 pounds ago, bro. That was 60 pounds ago. Like I am going nowhere. I hit that whiteboard. It is scratch. Like I might not make it to the sand anymore, bro. It was 60 pounds ago, but I missed long jump. Long jump. That was the bee's knees back in my day.
So you did it.
Knees.
Did you?
Huh?
You did the event?
Oh, I did track and field. I was a big track and field guy in high school.
Oh, okay.
But
okay. Interesting.
What else? Swimming.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Swimming. Hey. I'm a little fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But only freestyle. I'm not messing with none of the medley stuff. No, freestyle. Okay, and I'm going down one time. One time.
Yeah, not 50 times. Just once.
No, because they be tripping on that joint. But it's okay. They train their whole lives for it. That's why they do it. But I would like to get in the pool. You know what I'm saying? I like that the dive and the dolphin part. Love that.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's kind of satisfying to watch, just the way they, the way they do that. But I love that.
All right, man. So what else you got in Tokyo? What else they do over there?
Yeah, there's fencing.
Volleyball.
There's
beach volleyball. Beach volleyball is fun.
Yeah, but that's more for the optics. But we'll save that for.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
We're not that kind of show, dude.
That's why I said we're gonna save it for the other podcast.
Bears Nation podcast after dark.
Yeah.
Dude, you got fencing at 3 a.m. Saturday morning. Could do that.
Wait, does it actually start at 3 a.m.?
Oh yeah, time change, dude.
Are you watching, Jake? You sound like you're excited about it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
He's locked in. His alarm is set for 2:58 for sure.
Ready.
He's
that's Saturday morning. That's assuming I'm gonna be sleeping. That's assuming I'm not awake already.
No, you'll still be awake because you're gonna be coming back from the bars that late anyway. You might as well just not go to sleep and start watching fencing.
Listen,
I'm not wrong though. Like
that's neither here nor there.
Hey, baby, you want to come back to my spot? You gonna watch some fencing later?
Fencing starts about 30 minutes. No, that's what I'm be telling my girlfriend.
Pay-per-view, 30 minutes.
No, that's what I'm telling my girlfriend. But we got to go. Fencing's on in 20 minutes. We got to get out of here.
Exactly. Oh my god.
All right, Josh. Before we let you go, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask one Justin Fields question. So OTAs. I mean, like, man, what's he like? This man just passed away.
Nah, I'm kidding. No. So first of all, kid's bigger than I thought he was. Okay.
Really?
Like, I thought he was shorter than me. Nope. Same height. Thought he was thinner. Nope. Solid kid. But I really like his demeanor. At practice, it's time to work. He's like, and he's quiet. Like, you can tell that he's really just trying to learn. And soak in everything. He's made some really good throws. He's made some he's a rookie throw, but he's entitled to that. Like, I hate when people put like savior on these kids' backs, And although I think he's more than capable of getting the job done, like it made him human again. You know, like as his teammate, it made him human again. Like, okay, yeah, he is a rookie. Like, let's taper back the expectations for him, you know, because expectations lead to disappointments. Like, let's just let him ball, you know. So, great kid off the field, you know, hilarious.
Really?
No, hilarious off the field. I remember we did a coach asked me to pick a couple rookies to do a dance battle, offense versus defense. And I can't remember what receiver went, one of the younger receivers, and he was failing bad. And Justin hopped in there and he started saving him. You know, he saved him a little bit. So it was really
He can dance,
huh?
He can dance. I've seen the videos, man.
It was fun to watch, but at the same time, it was also really cool to see him jump out there for his guy like that. You know, that it wasn't that deep, but you could read into it a little bit if you wanted to, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. You talk about expectations. You talk about putting savior on the back of a rookie. And unfortunately, that's simply what the whole city of Chicago has done, simply because of the history of Chicago Bears football. And that's just the case. But, you know, I think this also plays into what feels different this year. You know, with a rookie quarterback, with a guy like him who is very exciting in college. You know, I go to Ohio State. I've seen him play live a number of times. You know, I know what he can bring to the table from an electricity standpoint. Just him being there and sort of, I'm sure the team feels it like, it does feel like a different energy because of that in certain ways when you compare it to years past when there wasn't a change at the – you know, it's just – I think it speaks for itself, you know, when you talk about that difference. So going into camp now, you know, does it feel that way sort of not just solely because of Justin Fields, but, you know, a lot of positive acquisitions. There's a
different energy for sure.
Yes.
There's a different energy. Like OTAs, guys were flying. Like guys were happy to be back. They were moving around. Guys looked like they've been working, you know. I don't think anybody that was there last year left a bad taste in all of our mouths, you know. And any of the guys that are here now, before the vets got there, I think that the coaching staff did a really good job of kind of letting them know where we are as a team. And, like, the vets are coming back ready. You know, they're back. They're ready to work. So it's either get with the program or get lost. You know, so it's everybody's kind of working towards the same goal, and like you can just feel it. Like it OTAs felt different. OTAs felt really good. And granted, it's OTAs. It's tag football. You know, but it was a different energy, and that's the biggest part. You know, guys weren't out there going through the motions or feeling they were too good for this or whatever. Oh, we got to do this. Like, nah, like, let's go kick some ass, you know?
Exactly. And I'm sure you saw the Dave Montgomery clip of him talking to Coach Nagy saying, you know, this was back in OTAs saying, can we put the pads on? And Nagy's like, what the hell are you talking about? This is OTAs. He's like, man, I just want to run through somebody. And he's like, all right, that's what training camp's for. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what you're talking about. Like, people are ready to go. And then one other thing too, it seems like, does it feel like you guys have adopted an underdog mentality? Because after you go 8-8, you know, lose to Saints first round, there's people who are sleeping. Naturally, that's what happens. You know, regardless of the talent you have in the team, there's people who are going to sleep. Do you guys care at all about underdog mentality? Do you adopt that? Does it not matter to you? What is your stance on that?
Us versus them. Okay. Only people that matter, only opinions that matter are the ones inside this building, on this team, in this team meeting. You know, no disrespect to you two guys, but no matter what you say or do, it doesn't change anything about the outcome of the game, how practice is going to go. Like, everything is in-house. And that's been Coach Nagy's philosophy from the moment he got there, you know. And that's just what it is, you know. Like, everybody's adopted that type of mentality, as opposed to, because you start hearing all that other stuff, you'll miss what's important.
Exactly. Don't let it get to you, right? I mean, it's huge, man. That's good to hear. But look, Josh, we'll let you go. Absolutely phenomenal having you up, man. I haven't laughed this much ever doing this podcast, man. Look at that. See, this is exactly, bro. See, friend
of the podcast now, friend of the show.
Bro, basically, I'm gonna start doing this weekly with you guys. I'll be up there, and we'll get another guy on here.
Let's do it. Go. Let's go. We're locking it in. I'm penciling that down.
I don't know. I don't
Come
know
on.
how that's gonna
Come on.
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. You don't.
All we ask for is a one-time pass to the block. That's all we want.
Yeah.
You want to come on the block?
One-time pass, man. 1 day pass.
I don't know if you guys are ready for the block now. No. Hey, the block is hot. I'm trying to tell you.
It's hot.
Well, how are we ever going to find out?
What do we got to do, John? What do we got to do to get on the block? Tell us then. What do we got to do?
You got to go to block school, bro.
Block school.
You gotta go.
Well, that's what we. If you come on once a month, then take us. Then we can get that process started.
If you think that what goes on in the block could go on Bears Nation podcast, not after dark, you're crazy.
That's why we have Bears Nation podcast after dark.
After dark.
That's
Josh Woods, host of Bears Nation podcast after dark. New show starts tomorrow. Let's go.
Kev, I need you. First of all, you got to get some cornrows or some twists or something.
Oh God,
I would
get on the block
die.
until that happens. Bro.
I would die. Please.
You see this? You think I'm making cornrows out of this, man?
Bro,
come on.
Try it. Look,
please.
I'm about that long.
I am
I made a ponytail.
begging you.
What do you mean? Come on. That's way longer. Get out of here, man. Oh my God.
Josh, thanks, man. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys for inviting me on. It's always a good time.
Good. Yeah. Well, we'll have you back for sure.
Yeah, man.
No doubt.
Josh Woods, everybody.
Stay healthy.
Take care, man. Appreciate you, brother.